This is a stimulus update and daily news report. The IRS just made a change to the parent monthly stimulus check portal. California just approved $1,100 stimulus checks, and Joe Manchin just got on board with the Democrat-only infrastructure plan, and I'll give you some other important updates along the way. Hope you're having a great day. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. And first, I want to give a big shout out to my daughter, Kalea, for turning 3 years old today. Happy birthday, Kalea. All right, first, the CDC director just said that fully vaccinated people are safe from the Delta variant and do not need to wear masks. So a few days ago, they said that they would need to wear masks. Now they're walking back on that. It is not the case. And the CDC is leaving it up to states to set guidelines for mask wearing. It's not up to the federal government. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you plan to still wear masks, not wear masks with this new info? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. California has approved the $500 and $1,100 stimulus checks. So basically with this, California, anyone who makes less than $75,000, I'm sorry, I said 500, I meant to say 600. Anyone who makes less than $75,000 will get a $600 stimulus check. Any families with one dependent, you're gonna get an additional $500 to make it $1,100. That was just approved, and those are going out. The IRS just made a new announcement. So families receiving monthly child tax credit payments can now update their direct deposit information. So you could go right to the IRS website, go to the child tax credit update portal, and you're gonna put in your information first to see if you're eligible. And if you're eligible, it's gonna give you the option to change your direct deposit information. If you don't want direct deposit and your address is there, you can get a paper check instead. And it's also allowing you to opt out of these payments. So there's a few reasons why the IRS said you could opt out. One is if your income in 2021 is too high to qualify for the credit, or someone else, an ex-spouse or another family member, for example, qualifies to claim their child or children as dependents in 2021, and their main home was outside of the United States for more than half of 2021. So if you're not eligible for these credits and you get them, the IRS is most likely gonna get those back. So if you feel like you don't qualify, don't collect those checks, because the IRS will get them back one way or another. So let's talk about what's going on with the infrastructure plan. So Joe Manchin says he's on board with Democrat-only infrastructure bill. This is the reconciliation process the Democrats plan to go through moving forward. And it looks like Joe Manchin is on board with that, as well as the bipartisan plan. Here's a video clip of Joe Manchin talking more about that.
Their concern is, progressives' concern is if they get on board and sign on to this bipartisan bill, then senators like you are going to lose your appetite for doing another big economic package. What's your response to that?
I don't think that at all. There's a need in both. Social adjustments that we need to make in this country to help working families survive and prosper and maybe attain that American dream. It should never be a dream that has died and gone away. The American dream is what gets us up every morning and works every day as hard as we do. Let's give them a chance at that. So we know we need those adjustments, but saying I'm going to not vote for the other one because you haven't guaranteed to vote for everything. We've never done legislation that way. I've never been a part of it in 10 years I've been in the Senate. So let's work the legislation the way it's going to be presented. Let's make sure it goes through the process, make sure it goes to the committees, comes back to the floor, and let's work it. If no Republicans, which I don't think we will have on the second one, I'm not assuming that, but I've heard them speak. So then we're going to have to work it through reconciliation, which I've agreed that can be done. I just haven't agreed on the amount because I haven't seen everything that everybody is wanting to put into a bill.
Joe Manchin not being on board with the Democrat-only reconciliation bill was one of the big issues, one of the big concerns, but now that that's out of the way, it looks like Democrats are going to move forward and put whatever they want into the bill and don't have to worry about Joe Manchin, because Joe Manchin has the bipartisan plan, which is what he wanted. It's really interesting how Joe Manchin has so much power in this situation. Next, a poll just came out saying that 36% of Republicans support passing both of Biden's infrastructure plans. So that is both the bipartisan plan as well as the reconciliation bill. These are civilian Republicans, not politician Republicans. Let me know, do you support both? If you're a Republican or Democrat, do you care what goes in it, or are you just worried about the stimulus programs that you may potentially benefit from? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next up, here are the details of how it's going to pan out over the next few years in terms of these infrastructure plans.
That bipartisan infrastructure plan would increase the national debt over the next 10 years, but the economic benefits wouldn't show up for another decade. Now, that is the finding of that new analysis out today from the Penn-Wharton budget model. It shows no change to GDP by 2031, but a 0.4% jump in the national debt. Now, part of that is by design. The $1.2 trillion package is spread out over 8 years, but part of that is also because the ways that lawmakers have proposed to pay for this don't quite add up. Take, for example, the $65 billion that's coming from spectrum auctions. That's actually already happened, and the money was supposed to go to the Treasury Department anyway. Another $25 billion is supposed to come from states ending enhanced unemployment benefits. But experts say if states don't use that money, it goes away. It's not just sitting around somewhere. And the $6 billion from sales from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, Penn-Wharton predicts that supply will be replaced. So essentially, it's a wash. Now, to be fair, in the long run, like over 30 years, the analysis finds the infrastructure investments do pay off. They would boost GDP by 0.1% in 2050 and end up reducing the debt by 0.9%. But guys, 30 years is a very long time to wait for a payoff in politics.
So a couple of days ago, Mitch McConnell attacked the Democrats' infrastructure strategy, threatening the deal despite Biden's olive branch to GOP. So basically, Mitch McConnell said the Democrat leaders Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi should separate a bipartisan infrastructure plan from their broader Democrat-only bill, potentially threatening the passage of both plans. Basically saying we don't want to do a deal, a bipartisan deal, if the Democrats are going to do both plans anyway. Nancy Pelosi responds back and says Pelosi rebuffs McConnell's demands on infrastructure, holding firm on clearing Democrat-only social spending plan. So what Nancy Pelosi said here is the statement that I made as such is a statement that I stand by. And Democrats are very pleased with the bipartisan deal struck between President Joe Biden and a group of centrist Senate Democrats and Republicans. What I said last week, and I reiterate now, is that the House of Representatives, that particular version is something that we'll take up once we see the budget parameters are, what we see what the budget parameters are. So moving forward, it looks like that everything is going according to plan, but Congress is still being really slow. The Senate is on vacation this week, a lot of vacations going around, which is the reason why they're saying a deal is made, but no action is being taken yet. Also, the Supreme Court decides not to lift the national eviction moratorium. So this was in the Supreme Court for a while. People haven't really heard about it. A lot of people are trying to end the eviction moratorium because saying that the CDC didn't have any right to do so. Regardless, the CDC eviction moratorium is extended until the end of July. It doesn't look like it's going to be extended after that. Next, let's talk about what's going on with the fourth stimulus check. So the fourth stimulus check isn't dead yet. Here's how it could still happen. So fourth stimulus check is not in the infrastructure only plan. It's not in the Democrats' reconciliation bill, the American Families Plan. We haven't heard much about a fourth stimulus check these past few days. Just a few proposals going around in Congress, which is the $2,000 per month. But to be honest, it doesn't seem like a $2,000 per month stimulus check is going to be in the next American Families Plan or the reconciliation bill. Possibly a one-time stimulus check, but there is definitely a need for it. A lot of people are still struggling from the pandemic, and especially people who don't have families, who don't have kids, who are part of the elder community. Though that part of our society has definitely been left out, and I think there needs to be more help with them. Next, came across this interesting article, why Utah and Midwestern families are getting the biggest stimulus checks. If we look at this map, the darker the green, the more stimulus checks were sent out to individuals. So it looks like in Utah, they got $2,884 stimulus checks. That was the average in Utah. Main reason is because a lot of families had a lot of kids. And so the more kids per household, the bigger the paychecks were. And then also, Biden faces new heat to cancel $50,000 in student loan debt and keep payments frozen. So basically, they're talking about extending the student loan freeze for anyone who has federal student loan debt that is going to expire in September. That means no interest has to be paid, no payments have to be made. That's going to expire in September, so they're thinking about extending that more. Hasn't happened yet, but I'll keep you updated on that. And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Oh, hi guys, I didn't see you there. Hi guys, this is Bella. This is today I want to tell you something what you should really do. You should always be kind, and if you want to do something very happy, then do it. Like today I'm going to be making popsicle.
Thank you so much for watching. So today is my daughter Kalea's big day, turning 3 years old. We're just gonna hang out with her, you know, do whatever she wants. She likes banana bread, so we'll give her a banana bread birthday cake. We'll probably go to the beach. We'll just give her as much attention as possible. Today is her day. Anyways, if you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click this link up here for my other channels, or this link down here for more stimulus updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.